Order it. Who cares?
with a shit ton of mayo, mayonnaise mayo.
The mayo. I actually have this thing in my house called the reserve bottle, and it's a reserve bottle of mayonnaise that's always in the fridge. And if there's not the reserve bottle, I need to go immediately to the shop and buy the reserve bottle.
Not really a big mayo fan, so don't really get.
Scully dead, bro? What's happening?
Huh?
Scully
If
dead?
Scully's dead, we could just do the three of us again.
Yeah, we'll just do the three because Scully said that he took a Xan and then he was gonna have nice dreams tonight or something like that. No, he said he had a headache, so he
Such.
couldn't make it.
He's dying.
Did you guys see the Battlefield reveal?
I know.
No, I didn't.
The reveal. I did not see the trailer.
Actually, no, I did. I did see it.
It is insanely cool. It is so cool.
Is it though?
Yeah, I think.
Let me have a look at the trailer. Let me have a look at the trailer.
I mean, seeing as okay, so
11 million views.
While you watch it, right? So, I am fed up of the World War II games and the World War One game. So I am very happy. And Hardline. Hardline was another dead game. So it's been like 3 dead games in a row from Battlefield. I'm finally getting a game that I want to get in the genre. It's not Bad Company 3, which is very upsetting. But I mean, I still think the setting's cool and it's better than the World War games. That's for sure.
I mean, I just saw it and it said game engine footage, and I was like, damn, that looks stunning.
Yeah, it's probably though on like a Ryzen and shit like that, so it won't be how.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not expecting that, but I'm still like, that is really to see. Having seen so many game engines be like awful, like for example Cyberpunk, or like everyone just uses the same old stuff. Like it's cool.
It is.
I like Battlefield. I actually, you know what? I really love Battlefield's game modes. I always find their game modes are more creative than Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, Rush, yeah.
And I like the one where you move through the map, where you like take an objective.
Yeah, that's Rush. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that game mode. I think it's brilliant.
I think Battlefield staple right there. And apparently, there's going to be a new game mode that is an homage to Battlefield. So people will think, and I agree with this, that it's just going to be a game mode where they use every single game mode that they've made that like is their game mode. Because they've made like I think 3 different game modes in some of the games. There's Rush, then there's like another one. I forgot what it's called, but it's like a version of Rush, but it's different. We have to take a capture point and then you do the Rush objective. So it's like they're going to combine all of those into one big game mode that you can play on the map. And apparently, the maps are like the size of Vikendi in PUBG. So the base map in PUBG, yeah. So they're that big.
That's really cool. I used to have fun. I mean, I find for some reason I was bad at sniping in COD, but I loved sniping in PUBG. It was so fun, just like so long, far away.
I think Battlefield sniping is pretty lame though, because the bullet drop in that game is huge compared to all the others.
It felt so good when you hit it.
That is true. It did feel really good.
Really cool.
Bad Company 2, the same 3 maps sitting in the same hill every game, and then you've got
Wait. What the fuck did I just watch?
It's pretty good, isn't it?
You're telling me this man jumped out of his plane, shot the other plane out because he was too lazy to use his jet, and then the law of gravity apparently doesn't work, so he got back in his jet.
You know, that's actually it's a reference to a thing that actually like a YouTube video that got tons of views where someone actually did that in a Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. There's always someone that does that in every game.
Looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah, looks pretty cool. No, did any of you watch the Game Awards?
I mean, no. I've never been a big Battlefield fan, to be honest.
Sad. The Game Awards also happened.
Really?
Yeah, and there's a ton of new games coming, lots of indie games. And Elden Ring also got a release date.
I saw that on Reddit.
Yeah? Reddit, of course. Ooh.
I think I'm lacking info. What the fuck is Elden Ring?
I have no idea what it is, but all I saw is like someone being like, "Can I post now?" was like their first post or whatever. And I was like, all right, okay.
What's Elden Ring?
Basically the next Dark Souls. So they said they don't want to make another Dark Souls game after Dark Souls like 3.
Yeah.
Why?
And then they made Bloodborne. Or was it Bloodborne then Dark Souls 3? I don't remember the order. Was
Bloodborne not a VR game?
No. Bloodborne was the PlayStation exclusive that the director, I forgot his name now, wanted to make because he was kind of getting fed up with the same theme. So he made Bloodborne, and then he made Sekiro, And now Elden Ring. Elden Ring is coming out, dude. I'm so excited. That's the one game I'm gonna pre-order. I don't like pre-ordering, but that's probably gonna be that.
Nah, I will never ever pre-order a game ever. There is no game.
Some backstory here, right? What happened?
Okay. No, there's actually no backstory. It comes back to what I was saying a couple episodes ago. I've been hurt by these companies to the point of I do not trust them. When I see the product, I will trust them. Until then, because of Star Citizen, because of Batman v Superman, because of Cyberpunk, I will not trust you. You have to show me the product before I buy it.
Even if it's Elden Ring.
Even if it's Elden Ring. No.
No, we forgot. And there's Demon Souls. And there's Demon Souls. Elden Ring's story is made by George R.R. Martin, or like part of it is. The backstory is made by George R.R. Martin.
No. You sell me all this shit. It doesn't fly.
You think that comforts me after seeing the shit show of season 8 of Game of Thrones?
That is true. What
is this? Elden Ring official gameplay? Let's have a look.
Yeah, you won't win me over with these. See, that's what they do. They say, "Oh, it was made." George R. R. Martin had a hand in it.
This is the first comment. Jesus Christ, go get a life, bro.
But I tell you what, yeah, I don't know. I just don't have much trust for these people.
Did you see the Demon Souls game that came out on PlayStation? The PlayStation 5 Demon Souls game that made in the new engine. Although it was made by a different team, so I don't think that team is going to be in Elden Ring. But that just gave me like super high hopes.
No, this game looks actually kind of dope.
Yeah, pretty good.
The only game I've pre-ordered or bought like at the package for is Ashes of Creation.
What's that?
I've heard of that game before.
It's meant to be the new big MMO coming out, and it's basically the guy that created it, right? It's not by some big studio. It's so the guy that created it is a long-time MMO player. He's played like a lot of MMOs and been like very popular.
I have heard of this.
And
I've seen gameplay of this.
Yeah, and he basically said that he hates the way MMOs are currently being done, and he hates all this pay-to-win shit. So he decided to he obviously has like a background in coding and shit. So he decided to make his own game. And he has his own studio now called Intrepid Studios, and they're very well funded now. And it's the game is called Ashes of Creation. And it's probably one of the most ambitious MMOs in recent memory. And I pre-ordered it because I believe in this game. And if this game falls flat on its face, I think I'll just go hang myself.
No, you'll join me. You will join me.
I'll join you in never pre-ordering a game again.
And literally no hope until I see the product. Because I think the kind of state of games now is get the money before money is the king. We don't care about making a good game. We care about making a lot of money.
The only thing, the only one of the main reasons why I pre-ordered this game package, it was like £100 or something, was basically because there's a MMO YouTuber that I watch called The Lazy Peon.
Yes, The Lazy Peon, the really English guy. Hold on, wait, I can do his accent. Hold on.
Go on.
Hi guys. No, sorry.
It's not a bad attempt to be fair.
You sound like any Minecraft YouTuber.
No.
He's a very chill guy.
Yeah. No, I really like The Lazy Peon.
Yeah. So his first video on Ashes of Creation was 2 years ago, and the thing that really got me behind this project was the fact that the creator and some of his team has done hour-long interviews with him and the community, answering the questions and everything. And the concerns. So I was like, I'll believe in these guys. And so there was a video that he posted a week ago of the progress. I'll put it here if you're curious. And the progress looks very fucking promising. I'm very fucking hyped for this MMO. If this MMO falls flat on its face, I think I'll just join Moyo and lose faith in game designers or companies.
So what is the guy implemented that he didn't enjoy about other MMOs?
Well, I mean, I think it's the only. I mean, I've played a couple of MMOs, right? But my favorite MMO to date is BDO. But the problem with BDO is sure, it has phenomenal combat and phenomenal life skilling and everything, but the game is fundamentally flawed because it's not done by a Western developer. It's Korean made.
Yeah.
So all these Korean developers, their game is flawed in a way where the cash shop can fix the flaw, right? So like an example in Black Desert would be the enhancement system is actual fucking AIDS.
It is. It's awful.
It's actual fucking AIDS, and like there's items that you can buy to get around it, and then obviously the game is very much pay to convenience, bordering on pay to win.
Yeah, that's the same as Guild Wars as well.
So this guy has promised the only cash shop items will be like what do you call them, costumes and shit. And he went when I watched the interview was like 2 years ago or like a year ago, so I don't remember much of it. But basically the whole premise of the game is that the player impacts the world that is being built. So when you first load into the game, there'll be like a couple of towns, but then it's fairly weird. It's like as the player base grows, the towns grow, and you can create new towns and shit like that, and it sounds really interesting.
See, that kind of stuff sounds great.
But I think it's very ambitious. Like
you've got to be really careful.
I worry that it's trying to do too many things at once. But we'll see.
Like have you guys heard of Star Citizen before?
Yeah, we've gone through this before, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I mean, that was basically their problem, is they basically said, okay, we're going to make a procedurally generated universe. Hold on, let me just rephrase that. They want to have everyone play in the same procedurally generated universe where you can go and mine, go and do whatever you want in this universe, and you all play together. That started off as the premise, and then they basically just went, oh, actually 300 billion later, nah, it doesn't work. It's too hard.
Too hard.
And do you want to know something sad, actually? These games might exist, right? Let's imagine 500 years in the future, nay, 1,000 years in the future. There could be games that exist that are like that, and we will never get to play them.
Yeah, that's like the beta of the game as well. It's like, and it took like 1 year to make because like Unreal Engine 7942 came out. That like just does everything in one click.
Like I think I'm actually sad about that. I get FOMO about like the future. Tell you something.
Yeah, but at least it's like exponential, right? So you're gonna see a lot more this lifetime, and you're just putting higher expectation.
Yeah, but I still get FOMO.
Once he dies like tomorrow.
Well, okay. True. Well, like think about like I don't want to miss movies. There's gonna be so many great movies.
Oh no! When you're 70,
there's gonna be so much trash though.
When you're 70, 80, or 90, I don't think your biggest concern will be, oh shit, all the movies I'm gonna miss when I'm dead.
Oh, I know. I just get a bit of FOMO about it. I just think, what if I'd missed? Like, for example, what if I died before my favorite movie came out? Right?
Well, what's your favorite
you wouldn't know it's your favorite.
My favorite movie is Interstellar.
Right, so
but you wouldn't know it was your favorite before it came out, right? So how would you know it's your favorite when you die?
That's the point. I just get FOMO about that.
Oh, okay, I get you now.
I just had a bit. Honestly, the other night I just had a bit of existential dread about missing out on stuff like movies or.
Yes, but you won't know you're missing out on them, right? Because you'll be dead.
I get that too. I get the existential dread about. Yeah, I get that too.
But it sounds so trivial. But like there's so like I think. Like we are lucky that we live in this time period. Like considering if you consider all of human history, the fact that we can all just communicate like that is unbelievable, and we are very lucky to live now. And here's a question for you actually.
Yeah,
that I've been thinking. Do you think that the world is becoming a better place or a worse place? I.e., are we heading towards a utopia, or are we going to end up in a dystopia?
I think this question relies on whether you think globalization as a whole is a good thing or a bad thing.
Do you believe in the Antichrist?
Globalization. You are the Antichrist.
I think that's a pretty abstract question, dude.
You are right in a sense with the globalization. So what do you think, Syrphx?
Well, I mean, I think I have a unique perspective on this because I did geography and we had a whole year studying globalization and like the effect that it has. I think globalization as a whole is a good thing. I think there are bad perspectives about it, but I think it's a good thing. And I think, but I think the one negative of globalization is obviously climate change. And I think if we don't do anything to stop climate change, I think we're gonna fuck ourselves even more than we already have.
Yeah, so, I think you're right about globalization, but I really think that I don't agree. I don't agree. I think it's too unchecked, right? Because like everyone's got a different idea of how that globalization should play out. Like, and ultimately, because we're all greedy, the capitalist system will win.
Oh, here we go.
Like, I'm sorry, boys, it will. Everyone's too greedy, and no one's big enough to change.
Moyo, just become a billionaire and fix it yourself. Then go on.
That's the thing. You can't.
Go on.
You've got.
Do it right now. Do it right now.
Is your point, Moyo, that one person won't change a thing?
No, not at all. Not at all. My point is that the capitalist system is so ingrained as the ideal.
That's just how it works, though, right?
Yeah, no, but everyone's like the ideal place to live is in like a European Scandinavian country where you get free healthcare, you get and these, I mean, majority, a lot of Scandinavian countries aren't super capitalist, but a lot of these countries are just the ideal is capitalism, and it shouldn't be. But that's what globalization is to a lot of people. It's what is the way we do things in the West, and that is the right way.
Wait, what subreddits have you been looking at, dude?
I mean, I've got a lot of thoughts. You got a
lot of thoughts there, dude. Holy shit!
So if you take away capitalism, Moyo, what do you think should replace it?
Okay, so when I say capitalism, what I'm talking about is the ultimate goal of a society is individual wealth and prosperity.
Yes, so the opposite to that is communism.
No, it's not opposite. It's checked and balanced.
Oh, the opposite is communism. The opposite of capitalism is communism.
No. I totally agree, but that's not what I'm saying.
I'm so fucking confused.
No, I'm not saying that we should just go to be communist. I'm just saying it shouldn't just be capitalism. There should be a balancing act where we can kind of meet in the middle of these two extreme ideas, and that would be a better like movement of globalization.
Isn't that what we're in right now?
No, we're in such a capitalist society.
Whoa! Have you seen what like people are pushing? Like it's not great, but at least it's not like full on. You know, at least like your life isn't put on the market or anything like that. That's.
Wait, Takeshi, you went to university in the UK, right?
Hmm?
You went to university, right, in the UK?
Yeah.
Have you seen what the Oh shit! One of my roommates was telling me about it yesterday. Have you seen what I think it's conservatives want to do with the repayment of university loans?
No, I haven't.
Bro, they want to make it so you start repaying when you earn like 17 grand. Cringe. Cringe, bro.
Nah, I'm not doing that. Nah.
I don't think you have a choice.
That is true.
It's fine. The next election's in 4 years anyway. Just hope they forget.
I think, right, we're just fucked anyway because we think like this. And there's nothing we can do about it. It's just how we are.
Oh, like, human nature, right? Human nature.
It is. Only animals that think about the market value of a fucking chair or something. But to a bug, it's just a piece of wood that they can gnaw on. Or something, I don't know. It's just strange.
I think we've evolved to become too self-aware.
Yeah, and then we make games like Dota, and then we shriek at each other like...
Oh my god, bro, why are you feeding mid? SMH, bro.
Yeah, I think as well, it's weird how people just openly talk about politics. No, not weird. It's just politics is one of those things like Moyo can talk about freely, and not to like ruin your point though, and not to dismiss your points, but like you don't have any like experience in politics, you don't have any like degrees, but you're allowed to have these opinions that are so like I don't know.
He's allowed to have those opinions. It's not just about politics. You can have these opinions in anything. Like, for example, my degree is in forensic science, so I'd be classified as an expert, whereas I have different opinions to you, but you can still have those opinions.
Yeah, that is true. I think the cringe is when people like change how they view others based off that. I think that's kind of cringe. It can be justified though. But
what do you mean by that?
I don't know, like, at least in America, it's like, you know, you're either one side or the other, and people view you differently if you're a liberal compared to or a Democrat compared to, like, a Republican.
Yeah, fair enough.
Although they hype a stereotype, like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like, I don't follow politics enough, but I have a friend that goes to Manchester University to do politics. And, like, some of the shit that he tries to explain to me, I'm like, bro, I don't know, bro.
Nah.
This ain't me, chief. I'll vote for Labour.
It's just how it be. Just how it be.
Oh shit, this Enigma game is hype.
Yeah, I'm watching it too. I think Moyo's ordered his pizza and he just fucked off. Honestly, he hasn't said anything since I mentioned it.
Bro, this is me. This is me every short.
Yeah, that's your turn. He lays down some Marxist law and then just fucking
Bro, he's pepperoni pizzas here.
Yeah,
what pizza?
Sorry.
What pizza did you think you ordered?
I was just
pepperoni,
for a
Moyo?
second.
Pepperoni?
No,
it must be pepperoni.
I ordered a meaty pizza. I don't know.
A meaty? Oh, yeah, that's also good.
Did you get it from a local place?
Yeah.
Or like from a chain?
No, it's a nice place around the corner for me.
All right, by local, do you mean kebab shop or like actual pizza place?
No, it's an actual pizzeria.
What's the difference between a kebab shop and a pizza place?
Well,
and how do you know?
They just get the base from the same. They get the bases and the sauces from the same place, and they put it in a random pizza oven they got.
The pizzeria place around the corner from me does.
How do you know if it's a pizzeria?
Well, it says pizzeria.
No shot, bro. No shot.
No. And they use like a proper pizza oven.
Pizzerias. Near me.
Hold on. I got stuff to say. Hold on. Wait a sec. Because you guys were talking about left and right, and I have a thing about this.
Boy, what about up and down? Huh? Never thought about that.
Yeah,
no. I'm telling you something. There is in our culture, not really left and right. Whoa, mind blowing.
But in the UK or in general?
Kind of. I would say in the West. So I'd say like prominent Western society.
Holy shit! Miracle's a fucking giga chud.
Hold on, and I think that because I read a thing the other day. It was like we think that because technology is getting better, that equals life getting better, and
no, but it equals life expectancy getting longer.
Hold on, but what if it's not getting better?
Have you not read about the Unabomber situation?
How do you quantify that though? With what kind of data are you looking at for that?
No. But there's a perceived idea. If you ask anyone, or I bet you. There's an in general thought that because technology will improve the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't find many people who see a technological advance and think, man, this is it getting worse. And that is coupled with, okay, how's this for a statement for you? I had to go find my source on this, so that's why I took a minute. So, listen, large-scale structures and institutions are suspicious at best and evil at worst. So I'll give you some institutions: politics, police, marriage, even. I don't know, any sort of big company. Well, I'm just thinking of like an institution.
I don't think the police are necessarily evil. I think the police are perceived as evil because of bad deeds of a couple of bad eggs.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is large scale. What this statement says is large scale structures and institutions are suspicious at best. Like there's a general, like, would you say that Amazon is not corrupt? Would you say that Nike is not corrupt in any?
No, I'm sure they're all corrupt to some degree.
like suspicious at best. I think is a good way to put it.
It depends what you class as corruption, right? Do you class what every big company does with their taxes to avoid paying? Is that corruption, or is that smart manipulation of finances?
But then you could say the same about like is them using like slave workers in China, Bangladesh? Is that a smart money move?
I mean,
it puts in a different perspective.
I'm sure that how do I word this correctly without sounding like a dickhead or like I don't care?
Yes, I would want to be a slave worker. Yes, my name's Syrphx.
No,
work as a slave worker. Yes.
No. We did a study in A level geography, and the outcome of this study was that while using because they're not slaves, but while using underpaid
no, you can call them what's the word?
I forgot what they're called. But basically, it said that while using underpaid workers is obviously very unethical and it's not humane. Often the pay that they get by these companies is better than the pay they would get elsewhere anyway.
But then you get.
I hear that. But what you do get is you get bonded labor. So these people, they get into a situation where they owe the people that they work for a certain amount, and the people that they work for can just choose that amount. It's not regulated. It's not fair. Like even though yes, you're correct. They're probably getting paid as much as they would for any other job. There is still.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's wrong and it shouldn't be allowed to happen. But
yeah, I just think it's interesting that even though someone can be really left or really right, there's kind of these like statements that everyone kind of agrees with, or that everyone kind of like acknowledges to be true. Like technology will make us better.
I think that's
like these kind of things. I just think that's an interesting.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I think the whole technology is going to make us better is true if you look at it from a scientific standpoint, right? As scientists and scientific information and processing gets better, so does the technology that we are using in hospitals. Therefore, we can clear diseases and other viruses and anything like that.
So that's true. And if that were the case, so that does that mean quality of life improves? That just mean life expectancy?
No, that just means life expectancy. Quality of life is a different thing.
Exactly. And so, what would you rather have? Would you rather, that's maybe a bit of a morbid question, but would you rather have a larger life expectancy with a better quality of life, or a lower quality of life?
I think it just depends on life expectancy. I think it just depends what you're doing with the time you have on the planet, right? I think a lot of the time that everyone has on the planet actually is dictated by what they do with it. Like, I think you can have a good quality of life if you aim for it. Like, obviously in third world countries, it's harder to do that. But I think in the UK, like, your life is what you make of it. Like, I think that's...
I'd almost... well, not that I disagree, but I'd say that, like, in... Okay, so, So... I don't really know how to word this again, so if I say something, it's just like when I think about quality of life, also that is a statistical thing that you can look at. But sure. if you think about people's enjoyment of life, or how they experience life, like why is depression, anxiety, all these things massively high in our countries than it would be in other country? Is it more diagnosed, or is there actually something more going on there?
I think,
and hold on, my kind of idea on this is that, like, we as a society, like, we can pick and choose exactly what we want or what we don't want, but that actually leaves us in not a good state.
I think there's a there's a correlation, right? I think as a country we are pretty good at, especially recently with the COVID-19 pandemic. I think institutions like universities and hospitals have become very self-aware about mental health issues, right? I think that means us as a country has become very self-aware. So I think as we become more self-aware, we're naturally more people will become accepting of mental health and accepting that they perhaps do have a mental health issue, right? But I also think there's definitely reasons. Obviously, mental health is like it can be a predetermined condition, right? It's based on how you've like been brought up and other factors, and it can just be like a part of your like personality, right? But like if you look at a country like Japan, right, where their mental health is supposedly awful because of their work situation, right, and how like overworked their workforce is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think there's definitely a correlation between like as a country becomes more self-aware or takes mental health more seriously, I think there'll be an increase in people that are more accepting about their mental health. Because I feel like as a population in the UK, where I feel like we're becoming more accepting towards mental health issues.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, no, you need to explain that statement to me. What in the UK do we not accept about mental health?
Well, I mean,
like you say, like we've become more accepting, but like I'm just trying to like there's nothing in legislation or anything like that that says that we're not accepting it. I just don't.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like if you look back like 10, 20 years, right? Nobody really knew what mental health was, right? It wasn't like a thing that people just. It wasn't common knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like as we progress through the years, especially with this COVID-19 pandemic, has really brought mental health to the forefront of like issues, right? And I feel like as we've progressed more, we've learned more about mental health, and we've become more accepting that mental health is a very real thing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, it's like the biggest change in my life, obviously, was this COVID-19 pandemic and how it has affected my university studies, right? So the university, I don't know if it was the government or if it was the university or if it was a joint effort between both of them, brought in new legislation towards mental health, basically saying that obviously if you don't feel like you've done as well as you can, then they'll factor in your grades from first year and second year, where the COVID-19 pandemic wasn't affecting your grades, and then they'll average that out to give you your third year grades. Or they gave us an extra 3 weeks on assignments if you applied for it, by basically just saying, I forgot what it's called. It's like COVID-19 mitigation, and it basically gives you an extra 3 to 4 weeks on an assignment. Because it's basically saying like, oh yeah, COVID-19 has really affected me. It's like affected me going to the library. It's affected my mental health. It's affected like how social I've been, and my motivation to do the work, sort of thing. So they gave you an extra 4 weeks or on every assignment to like try and compensate for it. Whereas obviously, I feel like if this happened like 20 years ago, people wouldn't really think about the mental health implications of it. Maybe I'm wrong though. I mean, I don't have any like.
No. You're probably right. I just think, and you're probably right in that university, and you're probably right in terms. I was maybe wrong in saying that legislation just is, but like I think that
I definitely.
I think that us as a population, I think if you were to speak to anyone, they would be super accepting of what was going on with you.
Definitely. But I feel like if you were to speak to someone 20 years ago or like 30 years ago, where mental health wasn't like a very well known thing, they wouldn't be able to answer your question, or they wouldn't be as able to be as sympathetic as we could be now.
You know, I like this convo because this is the most Syrphx has talked in an episode. I'm going to see those spikes on his audio.
Oh, shit.
Mad.
Boys, back to video.
Back to video.
Back to video, boys. I mean, I'm just AFKing on video while watching.
I think it's healthy convo.
Yeah, definitely. What did you think to the Nickberg ending, though, Takeshi?
I feel like it was very abrupt. I was watching it the whole time while Plato and Socrates were fighting it in the arena. It was crazy. They just ended the game out of nowhere. Well, are you watching as well, though? Oh, there's your pizza. All right.
Sorry.
No,
I'm watching the football, man.
Oh, you're watching.
Cringe. Football.
Mate. I hold on. I've been an Arsenal support my whole life, but I have been full on addicted to I've watched every single Premier League game this year, bar like a few that I missed because
I used to be a very good footballer, I guess is what I'd say. I almost played for my what's it called? Like a local club. Like they're in like some kind of league. They're called Grimsby. They're not very good.
Grimsby Town.
Yeah.
I know Grimsby Town.
Yeah, so
anyone who's played Football Manager knows Grimsby Town.
Yeah. So
Black and white, right?
Yeah. So I had tryouts for them, and I almost made it. So I was pretty good.
What did you play?
I played midfield.
Wow.
So I was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And I remember, I don't remember it, but my dad remembers it. So the club I ended up playing for was Syrphx Town, and they were pretty good as well. And we had a game at Blundell Park, which is where Grimsby Town plays. And I don't remember this, but apparently I scored a goal. I scored the winning goal in our match in the finals. I don't remember it, but apparently my dad does. And then all of a sudden at like age 16, 17, I just fucking started to decline. My interest in sports started to decline, and it's weirdly enough, as I got interested in Dota, my interest for sports declined. Like my interest for football, cricket, what else did I play back then? Tennis. They all just kind of died.
Dota killed Syrphx.
Yeah, and I remember the hardest conversation, or one of the hardest conversations I've ever had to have, was with my dad. And I remember I was like 17, and my dad has been a big cricket fan all his life. I used to go watch him every Sunday when he used to go play. So we were very invested in each other's cricket careers, I guess. And the hardest thing I ever had to do was telling him I didn't want to play cricket anymore and that I quit.
No.
But obviously, after that, obviously I'm back to playing now. So I think that's probably my biggest regret, is letting games take over my interest in sports.
So I played rugby in school. I kind of wish I'd stuck with football, but when in primary 6 I went to a new school and I played rugby, and I played it all the way through, and I was going to join one of the clubs in Aberdeen, but I broke my hand in first year.
Oh, bless.
And then after that I just kind of stopped doing sports.
I've never watched. Oh, bless me, sorry. I've never watched rugby. That's the one sport. It's like rugby, golf that I've just never been interested in. So I don't really. I know of rugby. I played a little bit of it in gym class or whatever it's called now, but I've never watched any of it.
I think I love going to rugby games and I love going to golf. I actually really enjoy going to the golf, but I just don't. I wouldn't really watch on TV.
Isn't golf classified as kind of an upper class sport?
It is, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, in Scotland it's really big though.
Oh, is it because of that one golf club?
No. It's because Scotland is where golf was invented.
Oh, okay.
And you've got the really big. You got the Open in St Andrews, and it's big.
Imagine how pretentious it'd be if golf was just the main sport everyone played. Instead of football fans, just golf fans.
Well, I think I will go. I think when I'm old, I'll play golf because it's a great game.
I think
play when you're old.
I wouldn't be surprised if you guys saw a boom in cricket.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff on cricket. There's an English player or someone who's all over my Twitter feed. Matthews Woods or something like that. I can't remember his name.
Mark Wood.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because so the IPL is the biggest cricket league in the planet, right? And it brings in billions. It's one of the most profitable leagues in the world. and the ECB, or the England Cricketing Board, is trying to like copy that by creating the 100, and it's meant to be like the big league, or the big upcoming league that's going to start sometime this summer. And a lot of professional cricket players think it could make cricket blow up in England. I don't know if it will, but we'll see, I guess. Because it's
I think 2020, what was it called, like 2020 cricket or whatever is the. What's the
2020? Yeah, 20 overs.
Yeah, I think I love that. Cricket is really exciting.
Yeah,
but I find the tests a bit boring.
So I'm an elitist, so I obviously like the tests, but I can understand how Test cricket is boring. It's a lot of commitment. It's like 5 days that you have to watch potentially. Whereas obviously, and it's a lot more like it's a lot of like the pace of the game is a lot slower than if you're watching T20s, which is like a slugfest.
T20, that's I think the T20 should be how they market themselves, and then once people enjoy that, they'll get into the test.
I feel like I feel like getting into tests is hard though, because even like I'm a big cricket fan, and even I fall asleep sometimes during tests.
I think that's part of it. Like I know that sounds weird, but like so I went to a test in Australia when I was younger, and part of the day my uncle who went there, or my great uncle or second uncle, I don't know, who I called him uncle, went there all the time. He would take a book and he'd read, he'd kind of sunbathe, he'd fall asleep, he'd have a nice drink.
Yeah, I mean it's
kind of just like an enjoyable day.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a very enjoyable day. It's I think my favorite way my dad ever described it to me is it's an excuse to day drink. You start drinking at 10 when the test starts, like 10 in the morning. And it's just an excuse to day drink. But I agree. I think the most enjoyable form for casual fans or most fans is T20 cricket, because it's the fastest paced game, and it's obviously everyone likes to see the ball hit a long way and shit like that.
It's exciting.
But I feel like the best form of cricket is the Ashes. That has to be the best form of cricket.
I think the prestige behind that makes that awesome. Really does.
Yeah, it's like we may have lost the Ashes like last year, but it's still like I watched every single test and it was still a fucking enjoyable thing. And then I watched I don't know if you've seen it. I think it's on. Let me check. I think it's on Amazon Prime Videos. Yeah.
Oh, did they look an All or Nothing thing?
Yeah, no, yeah. It's so they did like an All or Nothing thing based on the Australian team.
And they like followed them around for like a.
Yeah. It's called The Test. It has like 10 episodes, and it follows them around like so before the Ashes started, and then all the way through them winning the Ashes. And
these series, I didn't realize there was one for cricket, but the football ones are excellent.
Yeah, this one was really good. I posted it here. I've actually been looking at on Netflix. I'm obviously not a big football fan anymore, but is it Sunderland Till I Die? I keep getting that on my Netflix recommended.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one, but that's really good. The ones on Amazon, the Manchester City one and the Tottenham one are excellent. You know what else is a really brilliant sports show? Is the Netflix The Last Dance? Oh, with Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Oh really yeah, let's go MJ, baby.
Of course, you mentioned basketball. So
baby.
That Last Dance show was really good.
I'll fucking say it. That documentary is the best fucking sports documentary that has ever been made. Nothing will top it, I think. It's fucking phenomenal. I've rewatched it fucking 20 times. Oh, MJ makes me fucking come, actually. He's such a fucking psychopath.
Whoa, Syrphx, whoa.
Bro, he's such a psychopath. He'd be a mass fucking murderer if he didn't play basketball. I'm convinced.
I think it's really... I loved his psychology. And there's a few footballers who I see have that same psychology. And Thierry Henry is... So Thierry Henry is like one of my favorite, obviously, footballers of all time because he's an Arsenal player, whatever. But he has that same... He had that same attitude towards games and towards winning that MJ had, like, and you just see it.
Win at all costs. They don't care what it'll take to get them. They just will win at all costs. Like it doesn't matter what.
Yeah, and like if you get in the way, you will get stomped.
Yeah.
Like Thierry Henry, like he was told not to celebrate in front of the Tottenham fans when they won the title in 04, but he, as soon as he scored the winning goal, ran down to the other side of the field and just slid in front of them. And now there's a statue of that outside the Arsenal.
I feel like there's obviously this comes at a trade-off, right? I mean, it like I forgot what episode. I think it's episode 8 in the documentary. That like they kind of touch on it. That obviously he's like, what is it? Obviously, to get him this far, he pushed his teammates like a lot. Yeah. So obviously he's like, I think the question they asked him was like, throughout the years, do you think this has made you be portrayed as an asshole or something like that? And he couldn't answer the question, but obviously I'm sure his teammates are thankful for how he pushed them. But I'm sure at the end of the day, a lot of them think he's a dickhead and don't like him.
Yeah, I mean, if you had someone like it's like an 11K player like ranting at you, like you get one thing wrong and it's like, you know, like I get it, but I also think that creates a better team.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You need that on a team. That person shouldn't be the captain, by the way. IMO.
Oh, the accents are toxic, right? Because then you just.
I feel like the only reason it worked for MJ is because he had Scottie Pippen, who was like, he was like the nicer version of MJ, kind of.
Yeah, and he was excellent as well. Like
he's criminally underrated.
Yeah, and yes, I mean he was surrounded by good players as well. So yeah.
It took him a long time to get there, though.
But no, that you're right about that documentary being flipping phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I tried to get everyone, even if you're not a basketball fan, to watch it. Like,
see, I'm not. I really enjoy basketball, but I'm never in a. It's always on late. It's like awkward to watch. So, I don't really watch it, but I really did enjoy that.
It's like my sleep schedule right now is destroyed anyway. And it's like my favorite thing to do is in the middle of the night I'll be watching like the playoffs. Like I watched the Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and it's me and Pompo will be messaging each other on Discord at wee hours in the night. We'll be like, "Holy shit, what's going on?" And we'll just be messaging about the game. It's great.
It is a really hype spot. I mean, I would love. I haven't been to a basketball game, but that is one thing I'd really like to do is go to a basketball game.
I mean, it's one of my very old friends from college. He's like originally from the States, and he went to. I saw it on his Instagram story like 4 months ago. He went to one of the games, a Houston Rockets game, and this was like when COVID was still big. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, you absolute mad lad?"
Who's the guy who plays for Houston Rockets? Really good. What's his name?
Well, it was James Harden, but he plays for the Nets now.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got traded to the Nets, and the Nets have like a super team now.
How much was the trade?
Well, it's weird. It's not like football.
They had to. It was a. I can't remember the details. It was a 4-team trade basically to get him to the Nets, and it's he forced his way out of Houston. Like he stopped like trying in games, and he put on a load of weight supposedly. I'm not convinced he did put on a load of weight.
He was a big lad though.
There's like a video of him. Like there's a video of him playing in one game, like his last game as a Rocket, and then turning up a week later to the Nets, and he's like noticeably skinnier, and it's like, I don't think he could lose that weight in a week. And there's I don't know how true they are, but they're probably a bunch of bullshit. But there's a lot of theories, or there was a lot of theories going around at the time that he was wearing some like fat suit or some shit.
That's so funny. That's so weird as well.
But yeah, it's like, he didn't want to play there anymore, so he just forced his way out. I mean, that's probably the biggest difference between basketball and a lot of sports. Like basketball is a star, it's like a superstar-driven league. The superstars have like the majority of the power in most situations.
Well, that's because of the wage structure, right? Because
it's because of the
like a pot. It's not like it's like each team gets this amount to spend on wages, and you can allocate it however you want. So like
the cap.
Yeah.
But it's also because basketball is a very interesting sport, right? it's probably one of the only sports where a superstar can take it into his own hands and have a significant impact on the game, right? Like, it's a team sport, but it's very much individual based, like, contributions.
Yeah, if you've got the best player could solo win you the game.
So obviously they have a lot of power, and he got traded to the Nets. So the Nets have Harden, KD, and Kyrie, and like a bunch of others. So like they're the new like super team, and they should win it all if they don't choke. And speaking of Pompo, he just messaged me a basketball video.
Nice.
All right, I think yeah,
Pompo's Italian, is it not? Will you not be watching the football?
Tell Pompo we're ending and that give us something to say. Like,
Pompo is Turkish.
Can you tell Pompo?
Really? Oh, he will be watching the football then.
Can you make Pompo end it for us? Can you make him type something that can end it for us?
Yeah. I put Pompo, we're ending podcast. What's our ending? Takeshi asked. Quick. What ending?
Just keep going on forever.
What ending?
What ending?
He wants a closing sentence. He's typing on sec.
I'm gonna say.
Alright, he's still typing.
It's gonna be big.
It's gonna be big. Big if true. Kick W.
There we go.